Good morning, my friends. Welcome in. We're going to go into hive number 5 today and see what is happening with our brood and our queen. And this queen, her name is Violet. So let's check in on Violet today. And my neighbor's rooster has decided it is morning time for sure. So you're going to hear that rooster getting all excited over there. I don't know what that rooster's name is. Shall we give that rooster a name? And then that way, that's what we'll call it. So if you want to write in the comments a good name for that rooster, please do. That would be really fun. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to smoke the top of this. Let them know I'm coming into this hive, and I'm going to put some smoke at the entrance also. Let's see what is happening in this hive. I'm hearing a very strange buzzing coming from, you can see that drone right in the middle. You hear it? You hear that drone? Look at that little drone. It's making a very strange buzzing sound I've actually never heard before. So that was interesting. If anyone wants to keep track of how many times that little fellow over there crows, that'd be kind of fun too. Put it in the comments, because I think it's a lot. It's all day long, every day. Go ahead and lay that one down here on the rail. Hive beetle. I'll show you, look. Look at that little hive beetle. Can you guys see him? We'll get rid of that hive beetle right quick. Are there any more in here? No, we don't want hive beetles up here. So I always have to pull at least one frame out when I'm working so that I can move everything. I'm going to start looking in here for hive beetles for one. I don't see any beetles there. Hey, I got a question. I was just talking to my viewers. And we're all wondering what the rooster's name is. You didn't name it? I told my viewers on YouTube and TikTok to go ahead and put a name for the rooster in the chat, so we'll find out what his name is. I'll let you know. There. What are you guys gonna name that rooster? That's looking pretty good. I think his name should be Jimmy. Jimmy's a good rooster name. We used to have a rooster named Jimmy. I'm going to have to pick up that wax. Don't want to leave that around. But this is looking pretty good. They're doing pretty well here. So, we're going to be in the honey pretty soon, guys. That's good, because people want it. Oh, look at this. Oh, that one's not quite finished yet. Got this side to go. But this side, oh, nope, it's not finished either. All right. Like I said, this is hive number 5. Her name is Violet, the queen. Queen Violet. Let me back you guys up a little bit, give you a little bit better view. There we go. So they're doing pretty good bringing in their nectar and turning it into honey. I'm liking it. Very nice. I'm going to turn this frame around so they start putting something in the other side too. I think that rooster must have just got fed. Huh, look at this one. Something that's on the outside edge and it's almost full of honey. Look at that. Well, somebody decided that they were going to work from the outside in instead of the inside out. So that's interesting. Alright. So let me go ahead and open this, crack this box off of here. And we'll put that one down. Alright, you can still see, we'll move you down a little bit. So I'm just going to keep going through these supers, and we'll get down into the box and the brood boxes and see what's actually happening down there. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of amount of bees we actually see in this hive. So what my plan was is, I know that Esther's hive number 2, is a pretty strong hive. So I wanted to do this one first, because if they need more brood or anything, then I can pull it from the hive straight across from it. Or I'm pretty sure hive number 4 is definitely a weaker hive, so I don't want to pull from there. So look at this. We're going to have honey, guys. It's coming. Be patient. It's coming. This is great. Got a few little pieces of wax down here I'm going to pull off because it's making these upper frames stick to the lower frames. So we're going to get that out of there. More honey and more wax. I think sometimes they get to the point where they don't have any place to put it, so they just put it anywhere. But yet sometimes they also put that on the bottom of the frame so that it's easier to climb from one level to the other. Look at that, they're drawing this out beautifully. This is why I put my supers on a little bit early, guys. A lot of people are saying, oh, you don't do that, don't do that. But I'm doing that because a lot of the people that are saying that aren't from around here, and they don't realize how short our seasons are. And we don't have that much time to get our frames drawn. And if I don't have drawn frames, I don't have a lot of honey. So now I'm going to take some of these frames from the outside that they haven't drawn, and I'm sort of gonna put them in between some of the ones they have drawn, so they start working on those. This is called checkerboarding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we got all the frames in, and I'm going to pull that back and remove this box. And we'll go into the brood boxes and see what kind of amount of bees we actually have in this hive. See how our queen is laying. And alright, looks like we've got definitely more bees here. So that's really cool. And I think I just got stung in the back. Yep, definitely. That felt interesting. That doesn't happen very often through the back of the suit. Somebody wasn't happy with me. So, just to give it a little bit of a different feeling, I just sort of took my hive tool and patted my back where that was, so it stopped stinging. Now it itches, but I'll survive. It wasn't inside. Look at, we've got hive beetles in there. So that tells me I've got to watch out for hive beetles in this hive. We've already found one, I believe, so. Yup. They're a nuisance. Okay, so we've got some an undrawn frame here. And I'm just going to set that down beside me. And let's see here. Let's give it just a little bit of smoke. Because I know they're not going to want me in here. Yeah, we definitely have more. All right, more bees in here. Okay, this frame is basically some nectar, a whole bunch of nectar. And you can see there's some pollen down in the middle. That's what you see that's yellow. I'm not seeing any eggs on this one. And usually the couple on the outside frames, you won't see that anyways. And that smoke is going in my face. Let me move that out of my way here. There we go. So let's see here. Oh, yep, heavy and stuck. That's kind of a good thing. All right, so we have a bunch of brood down in here. So she definitely is laying. I see 1 and 2 day old eggs. I see a big mess on the bottom of my frame here. So I'm going to go ahead and clean that up. I'm going to smoke these bees off of here first of all. Get right off of there, girls. We don't need any of this down here. And I'm just going to make a pile on the railing right now of this wax, because I have my containers a little farther away. We'll just sort of throw it up on the railing. Now that's actually larva. I have to get rid of that because it will smell and decay. We don't need that. And let's put this one back down in there. So I'm going to start looking for this queen too. And this queen is, I believe she is marked. Trying to think. I think she's blue. So I'm going to bring you a little closer so maybe if we can see this queen. Let's see if we can spot her. And you guys can get a good view of what our queen looks like. Yeah, she's been doing pretty good. There's quite a few bees in here. So I guess I'm not real concerned about this hive at this moment. So that's really good. She got these frames just jammed in there. Let me get all this off of here because my other frames are going to be stuck to it. Smoke them down and clean this mess up in between. And they didn't go. Just get whatever I can. All right. See if I can pull this one up. It is really stuck. There's one side. All right. Now let's see if I can get it with my hands. Yep. All right, so this is beautiful. See if we can spot our queen here somewhere. You know, again, if we don't see the queen, it's okay because I see all kinds of brood. So I know she's here. I just saw young eggs, and the only way those could be there. Oh, I got one stinging the palm of my hand. The only way those could be there is if I have a good queen in here, because they're not turning into drones. Now, if I had a ton of drones in here, that would mean that I had a laying worker. And that would mean my hive was queenless. And usually to get to that point, it also has to go broodless for a period of time. And I know that hasn't happened, so I have a queen somewheres. And if you look at the population of this hive, you'll see that it is really doing well when it comes to increasing compared to the other times we've been in there. All right, so there's that mess cleaned up. So there's one side of uncapped brood, another side of capped brood. So I'm just going to keep track so that I can make notes later. So what I do is I go in the house afterwards, and I have a big pad of paper, and each one of my hives has a different section. So when I go into that hive, I'll write down everything that I did with it, so that I can just look back after viewing the video and say, okay, this is where this hive is at. This is what it had last time, so I can tell, is my hive increasing? Is the size of it decreasing? And what exactly is going on? Okay, so I am seeing honey around the sides. I am seeing very young brood, under 9 days old. And again, a very big mess on the bottom of this. So let's address that first. Ooh, what do we got going here? I see it looks like the beginning of swarm cells, but they are not capped, they are not charged. So we're going to just take all this right off of here. And there would be no reason why this hive would want to go anywhere yet, unless I get down into the bottom and I realize that there's a lot more bees in here than I realized. This is all drone brood, which I'm going to take off. You know, you don't need all the drones that they make. A lot of times it's really kind of good to decrease the size of your amount of drones anyways, because it helps to control the varroa mite destructor in your hives. Dropping wax. All right, so that takes care of that. Let me get this brood back in there, and I don't see my queen on here. Yeah, because as soon as you start using any amount of smoke in your hives, your queen's going to drop to the bottom, go as far away from it as possible. So it's a little bit harder to spot her. All right, let's see if I can pull this one out. Got a lot of wax on the bottom of these. All right, I do not see a queen here. I do not see a marked queen. That's the thing I got to watch out for, because a lot of times they rub it off. Okay, we've got brood right here in the middle. This is baby bees. I've got a ton of pollen through here and a ton of honey around the sides. Let's go ahead and check the other side. Oh, look at the drones, guys. You see these drones? Let me point some of them out to you. Okay, see this big one right here? That's a drone. And that one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and there's a lot of drones in here. So getting rid of some of these drones is not a problem. When they get to the point where they have too many drones, a lot of times they're going to want to swarm. Look at this one here, guys. Can you see this? Let me see if you're in camera. All right, see this one right here? This is a very young drone. See how light colored he is? He emerged a short period of time ago. And this is a little bit older drone. You see how black he is? All right. So that's all pretty much brood in the center and a whole bunch of honey. Now I'm going to clean up the bottom of this because we don't need all this wax on here. Like I said, it makes it stick to the rest. What?
I'm gonna go get that swarm set, okay?
You're gonna get what?
That swarm set?
Across the road?
Yep.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Bring that letter over and put it in the mailbox if you would. Thank you. So, sorry about that. Now we will go ahead and get all of this wax off of here. Got to get the bees out of the way. Yeah, it's kind of important to keep your hives as cleaned up as you can. It makes things a lot easier later. You can see that drone larva in there. All right, let's get this one back down in here, because eventually this can get so bad that it's almost impossible to get these things apart. So I got to do my little maintenance here. All right, what we got going here? Oh, that one's heavy. All right, this one is almost totally full. Well, most of the top is full of honey. And then we've got this mess on the bottom again. I do not see my queen here. And I got stung in the finger. It's funny, I get in the house and I'm like, oh, that itches, so I know I've been stung. So I think I got stung at least twice so far. But it doesn't hurt, guys. It's totally different than when you get stung like with, you know, like bare skin or just through a pair of pants or something. It's not painful. It's like a little prick. Less than a mosquito bite. But the way I really know is later on, I'm like, oh gee, that itches. So when I say I'm getting stung, unless I like give out a scream or ouch, they're not really hurting me. It's just a little bit of a, I don't know. It's not bad. So that's why it's important to wear your protective equipment when it comes to beekeeping. There's going to be a lot of nectar on this one. I'm actually going to turn this one around so they put some on this side too. So that way they have to walk past that side to get there. All right, let's go ahead and put this one back in. They're getting a tad bit riled up. They're starting to get just a little bit louder. And probably because I'm getting close to where they really have their babies and they don't like you messing with them. So let's go ahead and give it some more smoke. Wonder if we'll get that bubble up effect like we did yesterday. That was really cool. If you watch my other video, I have a short that I made, and stop. And it shows the bees just bubbling out of the hive, and it is so neat. That one is heavy. Okay. Oh, look at this wonderful disaster. Let me lower you guys down just a little bit here. Come on down. Okay, so this is their lower brood chamber, and they have a disaster. So let's clean this up. Look at all these drones they've got here, and when I opened up the hive, it pulled them all apart. So they're not viable anyway. Let's go ahead and just, look at those. Look at these. Oh, they got the purple eyes. Cool. Let me show you these. So when they're close to being total almost ready to emerge, they get purple eyes. So if you look at this bee, this is a drone, and you can see its purple eyes. So they say in the spring not to mate your queens until you see that you have drone larvae, or not to mate your queen, not to do your splits until you have drone larvae that at least has purple eyes, and that's what that means. So we're going to get rid of all this icky stuff. We're going to discard those guys. And let's see, does this have any bad stuff in it? Nope, that's wax I can save. I got to pick through and see what's got drones in it and what actually is. Yeah, that's icky. And what actually has just wax that I can use. And that's pretty sad looking. But that was cool. I got to show you the purple eyes. That's really neat. There's another one. So that's what the boy bees look like before they emerge. And then they harden up. And their exoskeleton gets nice and hard, and they're able to fly and live their lives. Okay, so that's good wax. I can melt that down. Get out of there, bee. Come on. Let me save you. All right. So I think I got that pretty good. Let's go ahead and give them a little bit more smoke so that they go down, and I'm going to move you guys back so you can get just a little bit better video here. Y'all be nice to me, you hear? Now this hive has increased pretty well, so that's fantastic. So what I'm seeing here, it doesn't look like hive number 5 really needs much assistance. She's doing rather well. I still would like to lay my eyes on that queen. I think this one is deceased. It is. I think that one is a good one for my Sarah. My daughter wants to do, how about you? You might be a good one too. Are you deceased? Looks like you are. She wants to do something with some comb and some bees, so I've been trying to collect. Oh, come on, now everybody's coming out. Not time to come out, it's time to go in. Get out of my handholds. So she wants to do something artistically with the bees and some beeswax. Okay, so they're building this out nice. They're starting. They're working on it, I should say. They're building this side out. Looks really good. I don't see a queen there, but I see big drones. So getting rid of those drones wasn't a bad thing. Let me double check. I don't want to put my queen down there if she is on this frame. Let me look one more time. Now remember, when you're looking for your queen, don't take it for granted that that mark stayed on there. You're looking for the shape of a queen or a marked queen. So I'm going to put these guys aside for right now, because I have to move one frame out of the way so that I can move everything around. And then I'm just going to start sliding frames. And we'll pull this one up, see what we got. We have... I do not see eggs down here. And I think this one might have the same thing. Okay, so this is all pollen. You can see that it's all yellow. I gotta see if I need to consolidate this one down a little bit too to make them work lower, like I did the other hive. Let's see what they've got. Do they have eggs down here? Oh my goodness, look at all that. All those ones on the bottom are drone. They are coming off. We're not doing this. They're gonna zap this hive of their resources. Just too many drones. And like I said, this will help me to control Varroa also. If I take all those drones off. You see all these drones down here on the bottom? They're leaving. Because the Varroa mites like to lay more eggs in the drone cells because they're bigger than in the other cells. So, all right, let me look again here real fast. Just want to make sure my queen isn't here. Don't see her. But this has got to go. Hopefully I have a bag in my pocket. Let me check. See if we can get rid of that. I usually have plastic bags in my pocket, but I know I used one last night. And Johnny is not back. Let me see what else I can use real quick. Ah, there's a bag. All right, so I got a plastic bag, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take and cut those guys right off of there, and I'm gonna put them in the plastic bag. So I'll go ahead and pull this one over here, and I'm gonna put this plastic bag right here. I'll hold it up with the sides of this frame if I can. So I'm gonna clip it on there. Let's see if that works. Glove out of there, that helped, huh? Okay, so now I got this, so I can just put that right in there. So I think it's, which frame was it? And the bees are saying, hey, you're not taking any of our stuff. So, guess what, girls? I am too. And let's get some smoke going because they hate me now. Don't be haters. Be nice. Okay, so I'm going to lay this down right here. And I'm going to cut these right off. Off we go. Now they're going to get really unhappy with me because I'm messing with their brood. You know, you don't mess with people's kids. Not a cool idea. I know as a mama bear, you don't mess with my kids. I love my kids, they're awesome. Alright, so look, check that out. Now they're going to build that on there again. And let me see how many of these bees I can get off of them. Hopefully I didn't hurt too many of them down beside it. See if I can get these bees off of here. Because now it's going into the bin. And we don't want to take more bees with them than we're supposed to here. Where's my brush? Let's go, guys. Get off of there if you want to live. Go into the hive. Alright, so now I'm going to dispose of all of this into my bag. And I'll get all this off the rail and get rid of that too. I don't want to leave any of this larva or any of this around here because it's bad news. Alright, let's calm these bees back down now that I did that. That's easier said than done. Let's see here. Now they're going to, hopefully we don't have any more of those to cut, because I really don't want all those drones around. Just way too many. All they do is eat, and we've got a ton of them in here already. All they do is eat the supplies and wait for the worker bees to do the work. And it's a lot of stress on a hive when you have too many drones. So we're going to slow that process down a little bit. Do I see my queen anywhere? I got 2-day-old eggs in here, so she's in here. Lots and lots of eggs. I bet you she's hanging out way in the bottom of the hive going, I'm not getting pulled out of the hive today. She doesn't like the light, for one thing. Ah, there we go. Look at that brood. Very nice. Do not see a marked queen anywhere. Whoop, I just dropped a bunch of bees on my leg. See, there's even more drone right here. And if you look, right there where my thumb is, there's a little drone starting to make its way out right there.
You need anything?
No, not right now. Oh, you know what? Well, I don't want to hand that to you. I don't want you to get stung. No, I don't right now. Thank you.
Okay, well, I'm going to go inside here.
You all right? So this hive is looking rather well. Look at that, got lots of brood. I'm not seeing any swarm cells. So it looks like we're in pretty good shape for at least another 10 to 12 days on this hive. A lot of brood. I see 1- and 2-day-old eggs everywhere. She's doing great. Don't even have to find her. I just want to scan each one of these frames so I have a record, a video record, and then I can go back in, put my feet up, and write it all down. This one's all nectar. So they're loading this box really good. I'm not going to have to consolidate this. They're working low. This is great. Don't see the queen. Like I said, she's probably hiding somewhere. All good. Let's put it back together. Great news. So we got rid of some varroa mites by getting rid of the drones. We also cut back on the amount of damage that the drones will actually do to the supplies in the hive by getting rid of some of them. Made the workload a little bit easier for the girls. Let me get some off this side here. Ooh, that's hot. Don't put your finger on the bottom of the smoker, just so you know. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that box back over. It's almost impossible not to squish bees when you're doing this alone. I should say it is impossible. Let me bring you guys back up. There you go. And I'm going to go ahead and put one of my supers back on. And the other one, and this one is really heavy. Heavy supers are good. Oh, so heavy. Get my soup caught in it. All right. So, I'm going to go ahead and get the top back on this. I'll give you a shot of what the front of the hive looks like right now. Bringing you down. That's what's happening down there because I disturbed them. So I'm going to put this back together. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go and check some swarm traps. So stay tuned for those videos.